All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull here. So, the voice message that you're about to hear was just left for the Washington County State Attorney's Office. As you will recall, I actually did a news report at the Washington County State's Attorney's Office about 2 weeks ago. You will remember that was the one where the guy in the pink shirt tried to obstruct the news coverage, and he was trying to say that it was unlawful to photograph in a public setting, in a public environment, in a lobby of a public building. Of course, that is not the case. It is fully lawful and fully protected under the First Amendment. So, in any event, that story was the subject of that story, I should say, was about the fact that there is an individual who resides in Frederick County. This guy is an attorney, and he has colleagues, connections, and ties to people currently working at the Washington County State's Attorney's Office. He has those close connections due to his legal background, and he has been facing multiple criminal charges in Washington County, Maryland, from his ex-wife, and all of those cases are not being special prosecuted out because there could be a potential conflict of interest. Those cases should be there should be a special prosecutor assigned to oversee those criminal cases. So all of those cases that are being filed against him, regardless of their legitimacy, we won't speak to that, but they should be special prosecuted out. That is not happening. It would be a conflict of interest for people that he knows, for people that he prior worked with to handle those cases. And all those cases that are being filed against him are being subsequently dropped, dismissed, no prosecuted, whatever you want to call it. And while that's happening, this person is actually filing criminal charges, retaliatory criminal charges against his ex-wife. And those criminal charges seem to be unmerited and unwarranted and meritless. But nonetheless, those cases are moving forward. So all the cases that get brought against him, his people are letting them, get dismissed or get not prosecuted, and then he goes down and files charges, and those cases move forward. So it seems to me like there could be a potential conflict of interest here, and that's what the voice message that you're about to hear is all about. So without further ado, please enjoy that.
The Washington County State's Attorney's Office. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time, and you will be connected to their voicemail. All other callers, press 1 and you will be forwarded to the office general voicemail. Thank you. Please wait while your call is being transferred. Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up.
Hey, good evening. This voice message is for the state attorney at the Washington County State Attorney's Office. My name is Levi Trumbull. I am currently working on a story involving the fact that your office hasn't assigned a special prosecutor to handle some particular criminal cases. I'm calling about all the criminal proceedings involving both John and Christina. So it is my understanding that there could potentially be a situation where Mr. due to his legal background, has a vast amount of connections at the Washington County State Attorney's Office. And I would be curious to know why every time there is a criminal action brought against him for this office's review, that the matter does not get assigned to a special prosecutor from another jurisdiction. It would seem that if Mr. did in fact have those connections at your office, that it would not just be in the best interest of justice to assign a special prosecutor, but also mandated by law on the basis that there could be a potential conflict of interest. I also want to bring to your attention the criminal matters that have been brought against Miss Christina. That case in particular was filed by Mr. Again, the guy who is reportedly well connected with your office. That case against Miss has also not been assigned a special prosecutor. However, that case in particular, it seems to be moving forward just fine with no issues. I know that this case in particular has to deal with stalking. I know that one of the questions I would like to ask you involves how is the state's attorney's office, based on the application for statement of charges, how do you guys amount a prima facie case of stalking when the application for statement of charges actually never alleged a physical pursuit, but more so the placement of a tracking device in a vehicle. I would definitely be curious to just sort of gauge how your office plans to actually fit that scenario into the mold of a stalking charge. So that's really the basis of what I wanted to speak with the state attorney about. If you wanted to give me a call back, you can do so at this number. And the only other thing that I would like to add on this phone at this time is just to please remember to remind your staff members down at the state attorney's office that photography in the context of a public setting is lawful and protected by the Constitution. So thank you guys very much for your time and attention listening to this voice message. Again, my name is Levi Trumbull, a journalist looking forward to having a dialogue with you soon. Have a good evening. Thank you.